This has been a very interesting week to watch so many things unfold. The last couple of years have been very interesting with race, with regards to race relations in this country. I belong to the group of a group of Latin people that identify with their African heritage. We are going through a revolution within our own community as to who can claim their Blackness, who can say that they're Afro-Latino, who can. So we have all of this shit going on. That's all by design, because it is all divide and conquer, which keeps us having conversations that don't move us forward. But I did want to talk about some of the stories that were up this week, and one of them was about the young woman who attacked the young man at the child at the hotel. And when she was called white, she was like, "I'm not white, I'm Puerto Rican." Mm-hmm. So I got to talk about that, because I have to address the fact that constantly that you can be Puerto Rican and be white. And that is Puerto Rican is a nationality. It is not a race. And there are a lot of Puerto Ricans who are white who enjoy a privilege that those of us of darker hues, and the darker we get, the lesser the privilege, don't have. And so I wanted to get your thoughts on that story, because I wanted to roast the headlines with y'all because y'all funny. And what I wanted to say about Zainab, while we were on here talking about how Zainab is so nice and Zainab is not the one who presents. Zainab is a killer because she's cynical and very sarcastic. Yamanika be like, "Fuck you, fuck your mama, eat a dick, you fuck your sister." But Zainab would be like, "I'm regal."
No, Zainab be like, "Now what?" Now Zainab goes, now what made you wake up and think that you could talk to me like that today? Like, yeah. Who told you that you could say that to me?
But you want to know what? I reverse engineered white women stuff. I watched my mom do it when I was younger. I watched my mom. I tell the story all the time. Cracker Barrel, which my mom loves, messed up my mom's pickup order, right? Years ago. And my mom, I just thought it was like, no, they just messed up. Like, those are teenagers working at Cracker Barrel, right? My mom went back in there with a robe and some sandals on and said, "I am very rich. I am very, very rich. Don't ever forget that. If I ever come in here and order anything else, make sure it's right, because I am very rich." And that was it. That was it. Now that Cracker Barrel, they call my mom by name. They thank her for coming in. And we were poor as fuck. But that wasn't in my mom's spirit, and she let them know that. And so now, you know what I'm saying? My favorite thing to do is ignore a white woman that needs attention. My favorite thing to do is to be above, you know what I'm saying? To look above the racist in the world. I just love it. They feel terrible. It makes me feel wonderful.
I know. I've had the distinct pleasure of roaming a Whole Foods with you. I can't hear you, y'all.
Zainab will definitely get you together. I think there's all different approaches, and all approaches are accurate for every person. Zainab has definitely said things to me as a sister where I was like, she gathered my spirit. Okay. And I got gathered, right? Because I can get gathered too. But I want to address this comment. I think all the ladies here should address this comment that is up. I think it's dangerous to assume that all these folks are hillbillies who live in trailers. There have already been people who own store chains in attendance. And what I want to just speak respectfully to the sister about this type of comment, because I understand what you're saying, but the point I'm making is a larger point. Yes, racism is upheld and through different chains and tiers, right? So you got the ground level, which is the hee-haw hillbilly that will lose their life, sacrifice themselves for a country that they have been told is theirs, even though they are just as disenfranchised as people of color. Just the semblance of them being white and having some power in whiteness is what makes them the foot soldiers. And then, of course, you have all the tiers leading up to the old white male patriarchy that continues to run this country, that has its secret societies, that keeps things in place to keep us all disenfranchised. I am not forgetting about that structure. what I think we need to illuminate is oftentimes when we speak about white people, we speak about them in a way that puts them on this upper tier that, oh, rich white people and white people are so magnificent and rich, and it's the powerful white people. And we forget that most of this country is poor and disenfranchised. And again, the people that uphold and will fight for old white male patriarchy supremacy are these poor hillbillies who think that they are on the same level as this rich white male, which is right now Donald Trump is the faceplate for that. And they are not getting any of the benefits that he is getting, which is why you see so many hillbillies out here supporting Donald Trump. And when this is over and Donald Trump is no longer president, he's going to go back to being the same white man that partied with P. Diddy. Do you understand that this man that they think is he doesn't give a fuck about race. He uses race to his advantage. He knows that there's a class system that he's keeping in place so that he never has to. And this is the most Donald Trump has ever interacted with heightened hee-haw hillbillies. This is why Melania had Hess trucks ready the day that they said that nigga was done. She was like, I want to get the fuck away from him. I'm tired of smelling spam and seeing Walmart hats everywhere and Salvation Army gear. I'm tired. They're rich. They don't want to be around this.
That's right. I mean, obviously, there's a problem with education, right? Because when we talk about history and we talk about civics, quite a few people in this country haven't had an appropriate lesson, and it is indicative in the way that this whole thing has played out. But it's also I've studied cults, right? Because I come from a religion that is considered a cult, right? And I watch the behaviors of these people. I watched evangelists today talking about how they're going to Washington, D.C. on January 20th because Donald Trump is really the president. And they know that Jesus appointed him, and they don't care about what anybody else is saying. So all reason is out of the window. Because when we start talking about, and to your point, so I don't want to forget, because somebody made the point here, people are talking about hillbillies. There were elected officials that were out there with a black glove on, holding up a black fist, white men holding up a black fist, including Donald Trump, in solidarity with those thugs and criminals that took over the Capitol. So let's not forget that those are elected officials. These are the people that some of y'all voted for. But
it goes deep. It goes really deep. And that's the thing that I'm so glad that white people are seeing. It's like, it's not just that one bad officer. You know, the fact of the matter is that there are people on both sides of the aisle politically, and also people who are in places of authority who also believe that Donald Trump should remain president. And so how do you get those people to do their job instead of being beholden to their cult of personality? So that is I'm telling you, the trouble's not over. I'm just letting y'all know that on the low, like the trouble's not over. So y'all better be prepared.
I also think just for the person, I'm sorry, Ida.
No, go ahead. No, you go ahead.
The person who commented while the conversation, the context is very heavy, you can't forget that we're all four comedians, and we're all four friends. And if you know Yamanika, she ain't gonna leave a joke on the table. So when you hear her say a hillbilly and he ain't even paying the rent in a double wide this problem, it's like, just relax. Don't, you know what I'm saying? Like that's a very specific thing to say about people that are storming. So just understand you're also watching comedians who, in all of this heavy talk, are going to try and bring a little bit of levity. So give us the room and the grace for that.
Zainab, stay with this grace, girl. She stay wanting grace. I can't.
I'm just saying, because people narrow like the space, like the space to, let's be mindful not to, we should be, and it's like, let your pants, just relax. Give us the space that we need to do what we do and also address these very real things.